Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. Today we are making these mini albums or little mini notebooks or journals or whatever you want to call them. And we're using one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Okay, very, very easy. I do have instructions over here just in case if you like to have them to refer back to. There's many different things that you can do, and the way that you decorate them and the papers that you use, and it's just so much fun. You can see these ones here, they're all the same, and I'm going to include them in some packs, but they're really good as little gifts for people, or Christmas stocking stuffers, or happy mail, or anything really you can think of. They're just so cute to make and to have and to gift. Oh, before I forget, I saw this idea from Amber over at Lyric Lover Crafts. I will link her video down below. I did make one small slight little change, but I would suggest for you guys to go and have a look at her channel. She does some amazing projects. All right, let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cut our sheet of 12 by 12 paper into 3 equal pieces, which is 4 inches. So there will be 4 inches wide. The first thing you want to check is if your paper is directional. If it has some writing on it or some pictures, like for example, my paper here, there's some writing here. So I know that that's the right way, which means I'm going to cut this way. Because if I cut this way, then it's not going to be the right way up. I hope that makes sense. All right, so now I'm going to cut this piece of paper into 3 pieces. So I'm just using my cutter here to find my 4-inch mark. But you can, if you don't have this particular one, you just mark it with your pencil and then you cut. Okay, so here are my 3 pieces, and now I need to fold each piece in half. So I know that in number 3 I say check what will be your cover, your front piece, but I'm going to do that now. So I'm deciding this is going to be my front piece because it's got this number up here in the right hand corner. So I am folding it this way, just folding it in half. And now I'm choosing my second piece, which I am going to fold this way. And now my third piece, which I'm going to fold this way. So you can fold them all the same way, so you can have them all with this this way. So it's up to you how you want to fold them. All right, so I've decided this is my front cover piece. Okay, so now what I need to do is score 1/2 inch from the edge over here, so 1/2 inch in. So if you have a scoreboard, you can just take it to your scoreboard, and you want to score on each side of the fold, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. But if you don't have a scoreboard, I do, but if you don't, I'm going to show you how you can do it without a scoreboard. All right, so let's pretend you don't have a scoreboard. If you do have a scoreboard, you can skip this part. So the first thing you want to do is mark your 1/2 inch from your fold. And you want to do it top and bottom. Okay, now you want to align those 2 marks. It's so hard to see on this paper. So I've aligned those 2 marks that are marked, and now you use something blunt that you have on something softish underneath. So this is you can see how it kind of has a little bit of give. Okay, so that's one, and I'm going to do the same on the other one. You can remove the blades from your trimmer and then do it that way, or there's all different ways. But anyway, the point is you can do this without a scoreboard. You don't even have to do it this way. You can just simply make a fold. All right, so anyway, now we have 2 score lines over here, which you can't see, but that's all right. So now you just want to fold out where your score line is. So you just want to actually crease the line that you've already made. And then you will have something like this. And then you do it the same thing at the back. So now the next thing we do is we are going to place our other pieces inside, so we don't need to score them. So this is a little adjustment that I made, because at the beginning I was scoring all of them. I would put this one, score it, then I do this one, score it, and then this one, score it. But then when I put them together, because they are now one inside the other, so they're sticking out a bit, my score lines were not in the same spot. They weren't meeting properly. So then I had problem folding all of this. So I thought maybe it's easier if I just fold one and then manually kind of go and fold the rest. And as I'm folding down, I'm just making sure that everything is nice and aligned, top and bottom, all the way to the very last page. And then I just give that a little bit of a score. And there we go. Okay, so now that's got that perfect fold there. You can, you know, maybe fold it front, you know, back and fro a few times to make sure it's, you know. So then what that's creating is an easy flow. As you open the book, the pages will kind of turn easy. Okay, that's why we want those folds in perfect places. Okay, so now all of this is done. I will place these at the end next to each other, these instructions, so you can copy or, you know, keep the notes. All right, and we've scored the other pieces following the first score. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, the next thing we want to do is neaten any edges. So often what will happen, you might cut one piece slightly smaller than the other one, and then they don't kind of align properly here, and you will always have a few millimeters of that inner page sticking out. So if that's an issue, we want to fix that. And I'm just checking how the inside looks, and I think you know, they're not completely perfect, because you can see here some of that page is sticking up. So I think I'm just going to go over it and just neaten this edge, and I might do a little bit off the top. Okay, so here we go. Everything is nice and neat. And the next thing we're going to do is punch 3 holes near the spine. So you can see this is kind of what I'm referring to as the spine. And we want to punch 3 holes in the middle of that, in the middle of the fold here and the spine here. So we're punching 3 holes. And I usually just eyeball it, and I mark where I'm going to punch the holes before I actually do it, just to make sure that they're aligned and in the right spots. And now I just want little holes. I don't know what the diameter of this one is, maybe a few millimeters really. It's a tiny little hole. I mean, you can get around this if you don't have one of these. You can just use a really thick needle and do it that way. It doesn't matter. As long as you can thread some thread through, which you can also use your needle to do, it's fine. So it's not like, you know, you need to have these. Okay, so you can see a little bit better now. You can see those 3 holes are there. And the next step is to bind the book. Okay, so for my binding, I'm just using this twine. You can use anything that, you know, I've used this yarn over here. So really anything that you have, you can use to bind this. But I'm using this twine. So what we want to do, and I'm kind of using about, I don't know. Okay, so I've just measured it. I'm using 25 inches long piece, which might be too long, but we'll see. I eyeballed it. So, all right, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to go in the top hole with the one piece here, and then we're going to use the other end and go in the other hole. So you will have your 2 strings here at the back. Okay, so we've got 2 strings here at the back. Now we want to pop these 2 ends back to the front, and we're going to do that through the middle hole over here. Easy peasy, right? So now it's right here at on the front. Okay, so now I've really chosen a very hard to see scrapbook paper. So now we want 1 piece on either side of the string here. See how I've got 1 on this side and 1 on this side of the string? Yeah, that's what we want. And now we want to tie a knot. Okay, and then a little bow. Or if you want, you don't have to tie a bow. You can do whatever you want. But I tie a bow, just like that. There's a little bow right there. And that piece was a little bit too long, but it's better to have maybe slightly more than you need than not enough. And the final step is to decorate. So what I like to do is, okay, I like to use my little corner punch over here. Now don't ask me what this one is, or you know what it's called, because I did try looking for it when I was filming a different video. I do remember that I bought it at Spotlight here in Australia, and it's called some kind of a corner punch. Corner punch. And I like to just punch these corners just to make them look nice. Alright, here we go. So the corners are punched. So we're decorating here, right? So you can do anything that you want. This can go any way you want it to. You can just round the corners and that's fine, or you can just leave the corners. Next thing I want to do is obviously do something on the front. So as you've seen here, I've used some stamps. On this one I've done a belly band. So just something different, you know. Here I've also used a stamp. It says cherish. This one says memories. And then here is just a little collage on this one. This one says cherish. And then this one just has a sticker. Or these ones, I should say. They just have a sticker. So, you know, you can just play around and see what you come up with. I think today maybe I might, let me just reach over. Maybe I can use what's on my desk. So this is just sitting there because I was making some things yesterday. And then I've got all of these offcuts, you see? All of these little offcuts. And maybe I can come up with something. Oh, I like that. So let's see, maybe I can do something with this. So just playing around here. Sometimes I like to surprise myself with the things that I, you know, can come up with, I guess. Like, it's a great feeling when you start making something, you don't know what you're doing. Kind of like those 15-minute sessions or crash your stash sessions that I've done recently. And then you just go into it and you create without. You just pull out things and you create with what's in front of you, and it's so satisfying when you finish a project and you're happy with it. So you're not always going to be happy with it, but okay. So these are some stamps. It is a stamp in my little stamping book here. You can see journal, just one of those clear stamps. I have no idea where I got that one from, and I think that this would look really, really nice on here, but I'm not sure if this, you can call this a journal. So yeah, I was going to go with that, then I realized, well, it's not really a journal. So let's see, maybe something with this. I'm just doing a bit of a collage, see what I can come up with. Something might work, something might not. I don't know, I'm kind of liking this, but does it really make sense? We're making a kind of like a little album, so you know, you can stick photos in there and whatnot. Let's see if maybe I can find a sticker that goes with the collage. Well, I saw this one here. It says, it's always the small pieces that make the big picture. These are Tim Holtz stickers. So maybe this will look quite nice on here. And just like, you know, it's all of the words in the book put together that make up the story. So all of those small pieces make up the big picture. That was my kind of thought process. So you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to overthink it too much. And I'm just going to glue all of this down. This book image is actually from a book. Fussy cut out from a book. Or like a magazine or something like that. So that's pretty cool. That way I don't feel bad using my things, you know. If I pay all this money for, like for example, these stickers, I've had them for years and years and I've barely used any because I'm just hoarding them because they're $8.95. And I just like to create with things. I don't like buying new things, and then when I do, I hoard them, which is not the best way to do things. So I simply don't buy new things anymore for this anyway. I'm not talking in general. Okay, what do we think? So now I'm looking at these offcuts from yesterday, and they look like snapshots or photos. So I don't know, it would be nice to kind of clip this in. I have this punch. It punches out little tags. I got it secondhand, so I don't even know what it's called. How did these look? If you're gifting this to someone, I think it would be nice to just pop a few things throughout. Let's see, maybe something like this, just to make it a little bit more interesting. For some, if you are planning maybe to write on here, then you would choose a paper that's not so busy. Or you can you can just glue something down to make it like a journaling spot, you know, something like that sort of thing. But this was the decorating stage. You can have fun with it. Oh wow, look at this. Huh. Matches perfectly, just a different tone. I like it. Maybe something like that, just to give it a little bit of an interest. Anyway, I could keep going, but I'm really quite happy with how this looks, and you know, they're perfect to go into journals, into pockets, things like that. Perfect for happy mails, quick little gifts, maybe a Christmas stocking. Maybe you can put some photos in here of you and the recipient, or you know, so many different types of things that you can do with these little guys. And they're very, very quick to make, as you've seen. Very easy. Once you make one and you know exactly what you're doing, everything will just go very quick, especially if you're making a few at a time. All right, so now I'm going to place the instructions side by side on the screen. And here we go. If you like to take a screenshot or copy the notes, not that you would really need them, because once you make it, you'll be so easy and you'll remember exactly what to do because they're so easy and quick. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!